First Contact's deception. The Centauri Empire's warships emerged from hyperspace like obsidian daggers cutting through silk, their massive forms blocking out distant stars as they approached Earth. Admiral James Harrison stood on the bridge of the UN defense station Olympus, his weathered face illuminated by the holographic displays showing humanity's apparent doom. 57 capital ships, Lieutenant Park reported, her voice steady despite the implications. Their energy readings are off the charts. Nothing in our visible arsenal could scratch their shields. Harrison allowed himself a small smile, visible being the operative word. Lieutenant. The Empire's message arrived on all frequencies, translated into every human language. Primitive World Designation Sol 3. Your isolation ends today. The Centauri Empire claims this system. Surrender your military assets and submit to imperial governance. Resistance is futile for pre-FTL species. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, in a facility that didn't officially exist, Dr. Elena Patel watched the same transmission. The Phoenix Initiative's underground base thrummed with power as she ran final diagnostics on humanity's best-kept secret. 20 years of reverse engineering technology from a crashed alien scout ship had led to this moment. They're scanning the planet, her assistant Michael reported. Standard electromagnetic sweep, just like we expected. Elena nodded, her fingers dancing across quantum blast displays, and finding exactly what we wanted them to find. Sometimes the best place to hide is in plain sight. Above them, the Empire scouts reported finding a primitive civilization barely capable of lunar travel. They detected nuclear weapons, chemical rockets, and early fusion experiments. Everything about Earth screamed pre-FTL society, exactly as planned. What they didn't detect were the quantum fold generators hidden in Earth's core, the dimensional pocket facilities scattered across the solar system, or the fleet of ships that humanity had been building for 2 decades. Earth wasn't preparing to join the galactic community. They were preparing to change it. Admiral Harrison activated his neural link, connecting with the Phoenix Initiative's network. Dr. Patel, status of Operation Shadowfall. Green across all systems, Elena responded. The quantum matrix is stable, and the fleet is ready. We can launch the moment you give the word. Harrison turned to his tactical officer. Time until their ultimatum expires. 3 hours, sir. Their ships are moving into standard orbital bombardment positions. Perfect. They're following the playbook exactly as the scout ship's database said they would. Harrison opened a channel to all Earth's hidden facilities. This is Admiral Harrison to all Phoenix Initiative personnel. For 20 years, we've hidden our true capabilities. We've let the galaxy think we were alone, primitive, vulnerable. Today, that changes. Elena watched as her life's work powered up across the planet. Quantum fold generators activated, tapping into dimensional energy that the Empire's sensors couldn't detect. The fleet of ships humanity had built in secret stirred to life in their hidden docks. The Empire's ultimatum counted down while Earth's leaders made a show of panicked discussions and futile preparations. Military bases scrambled aircraft that would be useless against the invaders. Missile silos opened, revealing weapons that would never reach their targets. All according to plan. When the ultimatum expired, the Centauri ships charged their weapons. Their sensors detected no significant changes on Earth, just the expected heat signatures of a frightened population. Admiral Harrison gave the order. Operation Shadowfall. Execute. The ocean began to glow with quantum energy. Massive shapes emerged from dimensional pockets hidden beneath the waves. Ships unlike anything the Empire had ever seen. Seamless vessels of dark metal and crystalline energy matrices, built with technology that shouldn't have existed on Earth. Elena's voice came through the neural link. Quantum fold drives online. Shield harmonics adapted to their weapons' frequencies. We've had 20 years to study their technology, Admiral. They never imagined we caught that scout ship on purpose. The Empire's sensors suddenly screamed warnings as hundreds of quantum signatures appeared around their fleet. Humanity's hidden armada emerged from dimensional space, surrounding the invaders in a perfect sphere of firepower. Harrison opened a channel to the Empire's flagship. "This is Admiral James Harrison of the Earth Defense Force. Perhaps we should discuss the terms of your surrender." The Empire's response was predictable. They opened fire. Their energy weapons splashed harmlessly against shields designed specifically to counter them. 20 years of preparation were about to pay off. "All ships," Harrison commanded, "show them why you don't underestimate humanity." The battle that followed would be remembered for centuries as the day humanity announced its true presence to the galaxy. The Empire's ships, for all their apparent superiority, found themselves facing an enemy that had studied their every weakness, every tactical pattern, every technological limitation. As the first Imperial ships began to fall, Alina allowed herself a moment of pride. The quantum fold technology she developed didn't just match the Empire's capabilities. It surpassed them. Earth wasn't joining the galactic community as a conquered world. They were emerging as something the Empire had never expected, an equal. And this was just the beginning. The Deep Star Gambit. Commander Sarah Chen stood in the dimensional pocket hangar of the EDF Phoenix, watching engineers prep her stealth vessel for the most dangerous mission of the war. 3 days had passed since Earth revealed its true technological capabilities, and the Centauri Empire was reeling, but not defeated. "Final systems check complete," her AI companion Nova reported, its quantum crystal matrix pulsing with soft blue light. "The fold drive is calibrated for deep penetration of Imperial space." Sarah ran her hand along the crystalline hull of her ship, the Shadow Dancer. Unlike the larger vessels of Earth's fleet, it was built for a single purpose: infiltration. Status of the target. The Imperial Research Facility remains in the Proxima Centauri system. Their quantum shielding is formidable, but we've identified the frequency gaps you'll need to slip through. On the main bridge of the Phoenix, Admiral Harrison watched real-time updates from across the solar system. The Empire's main fleet had retreated to regroup, leaving behind destroyed ships that Earth's scientists were already studying. Each wreck revealed new secrets about their supposed superiors. "Sir," his tactical officer reported, "we're detecting massive quantum disturbances from Imperial space. They're mobilizing everything they have." Harrison nodded grimly. They can't afford to let other worlds see them challenged by a primitive species. "Commander Chen, are you ready?" Sarah checked her neural interface, feeling the familiar connection with her ship's systems. "Ready, sir. If the intel from their databases is correct, the facility contains their complete military archives. Everything they know about quantum mechanics, dimensional engineering, and why they're so afraid of anyone else developing it." Harrison finished. "That's why you're going in alone. One ship might slip through where a fleet would fail." The mission had been planned long before the Empire arrived. Earth's strategists had known that surviving first contact wouldn't be enough. They needed to understand why the Empire was so determined to keep other species from advancing. Sarah sealed her quantum mesh combat suit and boarded the Shadow Dancer. The ship was practically an extension of her consciousness thanks to the neural interface. Every system, every weapon, every fold drive calculation would respond to her thoughts at light speed. "Launch sequence initiated," Nova announced. Dimensional pocket collapsing in 3, 2, 1. The hangar dissolved around them as the Shadow Dancer slipped into quantum space. Unlike the Empire's crude hyperdrives, Earth's fold technology allowed for precise navigation through dimensional barriers. Sarah could feel the quantum currents through her neural link, sensing paths and possibilities that traditional sensors couldn't detect. Multiple Imperial patrols detected, Nova warned as they approached Proxima Centauri. "They've increased security tenfold since Earth's revelation." Sarah smiled. "Good thing we're not using any technology they can detect. Activate the Phantom Drive." The Shadow Dancer's systems shifted, its quantum signature matching the background radiation of space itself. They slipped past patrol after patrol, invisible not through traditional stealth, but through perfect quantum mimicry. The research facility orbited Proxima Centauri, its massive form bristling with weapons and sensors. Sarah guided her ship through the gaps in its quantum shielding, exploiting weaknesses that the Empire didn't know existed. "Something's wrong," Nova suddenly announced. "I'm detecting temporal distortions in the facility's core. These readings, they're not just studying quantum mechanics." Sarah's neural link filled with data that made her blood run cold. "They're trying to breach time itself." "Admiral, are you seeing this?" Back on the Phoenix, Harrison studied the readings with growing concern. The Empire isn't just afraid of other species developing quantum technology. They're afraid of someone discovering what they did with it. "Sir," Sarah reported, "there's more. I'm seeing references to Earth in their historical databases, not current files, records from thousands of years ago." The pieces started falling into place. The Empire's desperate need to control quantum technology, their immediate response to Earth's development, their fear of humanity's potential. They weren't trying to prevent the rise of new spacefaring civilizations. They were trying to prevent history from repeating itself. "Commander," Harrison's voice was tense, "find out what happened thousands of years ago. What did humanity do that made them so afraid of us developing quantum technology again?" Sarah guided the shadow dancer deeper into the facility, her mind racing. Earth hadn't just developed quantum technology in secret. They had rediscovered it, and the Empire's response suggested that humanity's first encounter with this power had shaken the galaxy to its core. As she downloaded the facility's archives, alarms suddenly blared. Not from detection of her ship, but from something far worse. The Empire's temporal experiments had destabilized. "Multiple quantum fractures detecting," Nova warned. "They're trying to collapse the dimensional barriers between past and present." Sarah watched in horror as reality itself began to crack around the facility. The Empire hadn't just been studying temporal mechanics. They were trying to erase Earth's quantum advancement from history itself. But they had made one crucial mistake. They didn't realize that humanity had already prepared for this possibility. "Admiral," Sarah activated her ship's primary quantum core, requesting permission to show them why messing with time around humans is a very bad idea. "Permission granted, Commander. Give them a demonstration of why Earth remembers the future." The shadow dancer's systems pulsed with power as Sarah prepared to reveal humanity's final secret, one that would make their quantum-fold technology look primitive by comparison. The Empire was about to learn why their ancient records warned never to underestimate human potential. Time itself was about to become a battlefield. Echo of the ancients. The shadow dancer's quantum core pulsed with blinding light as Sarah activated Earth's most closely guarded technology. Around her, the Empire's temporal experiment was tearing reality apart, but her ship remained perfectly stable within its own pocket of space-time. "Chronoshield stable," Nova reported. "Accessing the ancient protocol now." Through her neural link, Sarah felt the ship's systems shift into configurations that defied conventional physics. This wasn't just advanced technology. It was a legacy, written into the quantum fabric of human DNA itself. "Admiral," she transmitted, initiating Protocol Omega. "You might want to watch this." The shadow dancer's hull transformed, geometric patterns of light spreading across its surface in configurations that matched the architectural ruins found deep beneath Earth's oceans. Patterns that archaeologists had dismissed as decorative, but were actually mathematical formulas encoded in crystalline structures. "Time fracture expanding," Nova warned. "The Empire's experiment is reaching critical mass." Sarah took a deep breath. "Show them what humanity remembers." The ship's quantum core released a pulse of energy that spread through the facility like a wave of liquid light. Where it touched the Imperial technology, the temporal distortions didn't just stop. They reversed, collapsed, and stabilized. On the Phoenix, Admiral Harrison watched in awe as the readings came in. It's true then. The ancient records were right. Humanity hadn't just developed quantum technology in secret over the past 20 years. They had been its original creators, tens of thousands of years ago. The Empire's greatest fear wasn't that humans would develop this technology. It was that they would remember they had invented it. Sarah guided her ship deeper into the facility, past frozen Imperial scientists who stared in shock at their failed temporal experiment. The Shadow Dancer's sensors were revealing something hidden beneath the facility's quantum shielding, a chamber filled with artifacts that radiated familiar energy signatures. "Admiral," she transmitted, "you need to see this. They've been collecting our history." The chamber was a museum of humanity's forgotten past. Ancient devices that pulsed with quantum energy, star charts showing the location of lost human colonies, and at the center, a massive crystalline database containing the truth the Empire had tried to erase. Through her neural link, Sarah accessed the database. Images and information flooded her mind. Earth, thousands of years ago, leading an alliance of worlds that had mastered quantum mechanics. Humans hadn't been trapped on their home planet. They had chosen to stay there, hiding their true nature after a catastrophic war with beings from another dimension. The Empire didn't conquer the galaxy, Sarah realized. They inherited it after we sealed ourselves away. They'd been terrified we'd wake up ever since. Harrison's voice was grim. "And now we have. Access everything you can, Commander. It's time for humanity to reclaim its legacy." As Sarah downloaded the ancient database, Nova detected new energy signatures. Multiple quantum fold signatures detected. The Empire's main fleet is returning. But this time, they weren't just facing Earth's modern ships. The ancient database had contained activation codes, codes that were now broadcasting throughout the galaxy, awakening something that had slept for millennia. Deep in space, hidden in dimensional pockets that the Empire had never detected, ancient human outposts began to stir. Quantum beacons that had laid dormant for thousands of years pulsed with new life. The Empire hadn't just failed to prevent humanity's return to the stars. They had triggered the reactivation of the original human stellar empire. "Sir," Sarah's voice was filled with wonder, "I'm detecting responses. The old network is alive. There are bases, ships, entire hidden colonies awakening across the galaxy." Harrison opened a channel to Earth's fleet. "All ships, prepare for Phase 2. Our ancestors left us more than just technology. They left us an inheritance. It's time to show the Empire why they were right to fear our return." Through her neural link, Sarah felt the ancient systems integrating with her ship's modern technology. The Shadow Dancer wasn't just a stealth vessel anymore. It was becoming something that combined humanity's past and present innovations. "Commander," Harrison ordered, "get that database back to Earth. And then prepare your ship for combat. The Empire is about to learn that humanity doesn't just remember its past. We improve upon it." As Sarah initiated the quantum fold sequence that would take her home, she saw the first ancient stations emerging from dimensional space. Their designs were both familiar and alien, representing a level of quantum engineering that humanity was only beginning to remaster. The real war was about to begin, not just for Earth's future, but for humanity's restored legacy among the stars. The Empire had spent thousands of years preparing for this moment, building their civilization on the ruins of humanity's first stellar age. But they had made one devastating mistake. They had given humans time to dream, to innovate, and to surpass their own ancient achievements. Earth wasn't just reclaiming its place in the galaxy. It was about to revolutionize it all over again. Breaking the veil. The quantum archives from the Imperial facility revealed a truth that changed everything. Dr. Elena Patul stood in Earth's primary command center, watching as ancient star maps overlaid with modern galaxy charts. Countless points of light marked the locations of dormant human installations, hidden colonies, and powerful artifacts, all waiting to be reawakened. The Phoenix Initiative wasn't just advanced technology, she explained to the assembled military leaders. It was an echo of our own past, written into our genetic memory. We didn't just develop quantum mechanics. We were remembering it. Admiral Harrison nodded, his eyes fixed on the tactical display showing the approaching Imperial Armada. "And now the Empire brings their entire fleet to silence us again. One last attempt to keep humanity contained. The Imperial fleet was massive, thousands of ships darkening the space around Saturn's orbit, but they weren't facing the same Earth they tried to intimidate days ago. Humanity's ancient network was awakening, and with it, powers that the Empire had spent millennia trying to suppress. Commander Chen's voice came through the quantum comm. Ancient defense platform Omega is online. The stellar engineering stations around Proxima Centauri are responding to original command codes. Admiral, we have control of the entire network. Harrison opened a channel to Earth's combined fleet, both modern vessels and newly awakened ancient ships rising from dimensional pockets across the solar system. All ships, battle positions. Today we remind the galaxy why humanity was once its greatest power, and why we will be again. The Imperial fleet launched their first attack, expecting to face Earth's modern quantum-fold ships. Instead, their weapons met barriers of pure crystalline energy, ancient defense screens that transformed their own power against them. Elena watched as humanity's combined technologies proved to be more than a match for Imperial might. Modern quantum fold drives merged with ancient stellar engineering, creating combat capabilities that neither civilization had possessed alone. Multiple quantum ruptures detected. The sensor officer announced, "Sir, the ancient beacons, they're activating something else." Across the galaxy, hidden human colonies were emerging from temporal stasis. Cities that had slept for thousands of years awakened to find their descendants fighting for freedom. But they weren't just offering support, they were sharing innovations that even their ancient civilization hadn't completed before the Great Sleep. Commander Chen's Shadow Dancer led a strike team of hybrid ships, vessels combining modern Earth engineering with ancient quantum cores. They slipped through the Imperial formation like ghosts, their weapons bypassing shields that had never been designed to stop human quantum technology. This isn't just about survival anymore, Harrison transmitted to all forces. This is about showing the galaxy a better way. The Empire took our legacy and turned it into a tool of oppression. We're taking it back and remembering what it was meant for: exploration, innovation, and freedom. The battle unfolded across multiple dimensions, with ships phasing between realities as they fought. Ancient defensive platforms, dormant for millennia, synchronized with Earth's modern quantum network to create a battlefield where humanity held every advantage. But the Empire had one final card to play. Massive temporal distortion detected. Elena shouted, "They're trying to trigger a time wave, to erase the awakening before it can complete." The Imperial flagship's core began to pulse with forbidden energies. They were attempting to rewrite history itself, to ensure humanity never reawakened its ancient knowledge. Harrison turned to Elena. "Doctor, please tell me our ancestors left us a solution for this." Elena smiled, activating a sequence she had discovered in the quantum archives. "Better. They left us an upgrade." Across Earth's fleet, ships began to transform. The quantum crystalline technology that powered them wasn't just responding to the time wave, it was absorbing it, using the Empire's own temporal attack to fuel humanity's final evolution. "All ships," Harrison commanded, "execute timeline prime protocols. Show them why you don't try to erase humanity's history." The space around Earth's forces began to shimmer as thousands of years of human innovation collapsed into a single moment. Ships phased between past and future states, ancient technology merging with modern designs in ways that defied traditional physics. Commander Chen's voice crackled through the quantum network. "Sir, the ancient defense grid is fully online. Shall we show them what humanity remembers?" Harrison gave the order that would change the galaxy forever. "Break the veil, Commander. Let them see what they've been afraid of all this time." The ancient quantum network pulsed with power, and the truth of humanity's legacy was revealed to every species in the galaxy. They weren't just fighting to protect Earth, they were fighting to restore the freedom that the Empire had suppressed for millennia. As the Imperial fleet reeled from the display of combined human innovation, Harrison opened a channel to their command. "Your empire was built on the ruins of our past. Now watch as we build a better future, one that remembers why we created this technology in the first place. The battle for humanity's legacy had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same. Legacy of stars. The temporal battle above Earth reached its crescendo as humanity's combined fleet, ancient and modern, awakened and evolved, unleashed the full power of their quantum legacy. The Empire's time wave had backfired spectacularly, catalyzing a transformation they had feared for millennia. Admiral Harrison watched as crystalline structures of pure quantum energy formed between Earth's ships, creating a vast neural network that connected all of human consciousness, past, present, and possible futures. The convergence is beginning, Dr. Elena Patil announced, her eyes glowing with quantum light. We're not just remembering who we were, we're becoming what we were meant to be. The Imperial flagship's temporal attack collapsed in upon itself as Commander Chen's strike force penetrated their final defenses. The Shadow Dancer, now evolved beyond its original design, phased through their shields as if they didn't exist. They need to understand. Sarah transmitted through the quantum network. Show them what we discovered in their archives. Show them why their empire was built on fear. Through the network, humanity shared the truth with every being in the galaxy. Images flowed across quantum channels. Earth's ancient civilization had developed quantum technology not for conquest, but for connection. They had created a network that allowed species to share knowledge, culture, and understanding across the stars. But they had also discovered something profound, something that had scared them into their long sleep. Reality itself is conscious, Elena explained as the knowledge cascaded through the network. The quantum realm isn't just energy and mathematics, it's alive. Our ancestors didn't go to sleep because they were defeated. They waited until the galaxy was ready for the truth. The Imperial forces, faced with this revelation, began to lower their weapons. Their sensors showed them something impossible. The quantum realm itself was responding to human consciousness, creating structures of pure thought and energy that transcended traditional physics. Harrison opened a channel to all ships, Imperial, human, and the watching fleets of other species that had gathered at the edges of the battle. For thousands of years, the Empire taught that power came from control. Today, we remember that true power comes from connection. The quantum network expanded, offering itself to any species willing to join. This wasn't the humans conquering the galaxy, it was them restoring what should have always been. Sarah guided her evolved ship through the Imperial fleet, its crystalline structure now pulsing with the combined knowledge of humanity's past and present. Your empire was never meant to last, she transmitted to their command. It was a caretaker state, protecting the galaxy until we were ready to wake up. The ancient defense platforms, fully awakened and evolved, began to transform. They weren't weapons anymore. They were nodes in a vast network designed to connect all sapient life through the living quantum realm. Elena's voice carried across all frequencies. Our ancestors discovered that consciousness itself is quantum in nature. They didn't hide this knowledge to keep power for themselves. They waited until all species were ready to share it. The Imperial leadership, faced with the reality of what their empire had been suppressing, made their choice. One by one, their ships powered down their weapons and opened themselves to the network. This was never about war, Harrison declared. This was about evolution. The quantum realm shimmered with new possibility as species after species joined the network. Ancient human colonies, awakened from their slumber, shared technologies that transformed scarcity into abundance. The Empire's rigid hierarchy dissolved in the face of true connection. Sarah landed her ship on the Imperial flagship, no longer as a warrior, but as a guide. Your empire preserved the galaxy until we could wake up. Now it's time to build something better, together. Through the quantum network, all species began to share their dreams, their fears, their hopes for the future. The human gift wasn't just advanced technology. It was the ability to unite consciousness itself through the living quantum realm. Admiral Harrison stood on the bridge of the Phoenix, watching as the galaxy transformed. Our ancestors knew this day would come. They knew that true power isn't about control, it's about connection. The ancient quantum archives hadn't just contained technology, they had held a vision of what the galaxy could become. Humanity hadn't reclaimed its legacy to rule, but to remind all species of what was possible when consciousness evolved beyond fear. As the quantum network stabilized, connecting all willing species in a dance of shared consciousness and innovation, Earth's fleet began to transform their ships from weapons of war into vessels of exploration and discovery. We remember who we were, Elena transmitted across the network. Now let's discover who we can become, together. The galaxy entered a new age, one where the barriers between species, between consciousness, and between possibilities began to fade. Humanity's great sleep had ended, and with it, the long night of separation and fear. The stars themselves seemed to shine brighter as the living quantum realm embraced its children, all of them, in a network of infinite possibility. It wasn't the end of history, it was the beginning of something far greater.